joined by Jay Williams for what should be a terrific matchup here tonight. We're at Moda Center in downtown Portland, Oregon. Tonight, it's the Portland Trail Blazers getting set to match up with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Won by the Thunder. Enes Kanter sends it away. Now pass taken away by the Thunder. Ferguson to Westbrook. George here against Harkless. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Trailblazers take over. McCollum guarded by Terrence Ferguson. From long range, his first effort off the mark. To Westbrook. Here comes the screen. Paul George to Westbrook. OKC now with 4 to shoot. Paul George, 2 for 2. That's what you want. Jay, when you break down
Ball in his hands, he needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
Shot clock winding down. Has a look. McCollum with the shot, no good. George doesn't have the touch. Oh, and a putback.
And I got a chance to hear a lot of the conversation at the bench. And one of the things they called out was owning the backboards. Looks like the message is really getting through.
Lillard matched up with Steven Adams. To Harkless. Here comes the screen. Lillard against Adams. Deep 2 there, won't go.
And that's how you make a difference. Every shot that the offense takes, make sure that it has a 10 as far as degree of difficulty.
Nothing going here on that drive. George lets it fly. No good. Lillard to Kanter. Oh, Jay, he commands the paint this time down.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Russell Westbrook with the rock. Adams against the Lehigh product. Here comes the screen to Adams. Steven Adams with the slam. Feed the big fella. Point to the passer.
So good when you get everybody involved, in particular your bigs. You get them going, they'll run the court faster, and guess what? They'll set harder screens because they're actually in the game.
Lillard. And it's rebounded by Adams. And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Thunder. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Lillard to Kanter. Able to convert inside.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
To Schroeder. George. Here comes the screen. Felton guarded by Seth Curry. Paul George. Oh, bad pass there. Blazers have it. Harkless. Tough matchup against George. Strong finish for Paul George.
So many people think making assists is creating something razzle and dazzle. Sometimes giving the ball up early is the right play and the most efficient.
Lillard to Harkless. Here comes the screen. Lillard to Seth Curry. Fires the three. Seth Curry off the mark. Good defense.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
George, defended by Seth Curry. He was hacked. They let it go.
You see, this is something that everybody has, but some people choose to use it or not. I'm glad you choose to use effort on getting around those screens.
He was all over him. He'll let one fly from half court. Knocks it down at the buzzer from half court. He lined it up perfectly. What an end to the first quarter. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Trailblazers with the basketball. Lillard. Jeremy Grant able to recover with the block.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
To Schroeder. Nothing going here on that drive. Schroeder to George. The Thunder down to 4 on the shot clock. Lets it fly from long range. Oh, he couldn't get it to go. Lillard to Seth Curry. Screen coming. Seth Curry guarded by Morris. Lets it fly from beyond the arc, off the iron. No good. Oh, Dennis Schroeder. He's finally on the board. Makes his first shot.
It was gorgeous. I love the way he shows you the ball, then cradles it and lays the ball in as smooth as butter.
To Lillard. Knocked loose. Thunder have it.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
He'll go to the foul line to shoot.
I don't know about that one, Ed. I always thought your hand was part of the ball.
Paul George has got 2 shots coming. A career 84% free throw shooter. First one, count it. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. We'll get a stoppage here. Timeout Portland, as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. McCollum, guarded by Russell Westbrook. Jeremy Grant snatching it out of the air.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
And scores.
In the paint, you need to finish just like that.
McCollum with the basketball. Down by 15. Trying to cash in. Shot by Turner won't go. Russ at the controls. George defended by Lehman. Westbrook to Paul George. Probing the defense. Westbrook to George. Going to launch beyond the arc. Paul George can't get that one to go. Defense all over him. Goes to the right side. Seth Curry guarded by Terrence Ferguson. Westbrook with it. His guys up by 15. Add 2 points to the board.
And cutting hard in transition is one of the most underrated things about this game. The harder you can cut is the more it opens up the floor to make plays just like that.
McCollum against the former MVP. To Seth Curry. Knocks it down on the step back. That was not easy.
Ed, I'm telling you right now, that is the move of an assassin.
Here's Westbrook controlling the offense. To Paul George. Nothing going here on that drive. Russell Westbrook steps into it. Oh, Russell Westbrook. He is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots. The inner beast of Westbrook. Sheer determination.
I don't think anybody got the license plate or not hit and run. And there is no one, I repeat, no one in the game of basketball with the first step in the explosion of Russell Westbrook.
We have both squads set to make some moves right now. Lillard against Schroeder. To McCollum. Count it. No and one. There was some contact there.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
George against Al-Farouq Aminu. To Schroeder. Down low for Aldridge. Oh, Russell Westbrook. That's 3 now on 4 shots.
Why not? Russell Westbrook is the only guy stopping Russell Westbrook. And when he decides to put his head down and go to the rim, he's going to the rim. It's that easy.
To McCollum. To Lillard. C.J. McCollum. That's good D. Shot no good.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
PG lets it fly. And the rebound taken in by the Trailblazers. McCollum shot off the mark. Desperation shot here from half court. Schroeder matched up with Aminu. A very one-sided first half of basketball as we are at halftime. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports halftime report. Jalen.
Jalen Rose, and this is your EA Sports halftime report. The Thunder dominated this matchup from the opening tip. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Trailblazers did a lot of things wrong in that opening half. There isn't enough time to get into all of their problems, but I'll tell you this, they need to try to get better. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Portland Trailblazers.
Game track. Missed threes.
The Portland Trailblazers should really consider abandoning the emphasis on long-range shots, given how poorly they've been performing from beyond the arc. The accuracy is just not there in today's matchup. Most of their missing in the opening quarter.
Player of the half.
Paul George was lighting up the scoreboard in the first half, and I'm not sure the defense will be able to figure out what it'll take to slow him down. He looks like he's in a zone.
Who was cold?
McCollum certainly hasn't contributed much for his team when it comes to scoring. He's been able to get shots up, but more often than not, they just haven't been dropping for him. Here's our top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
All right, back to the second half. I'll see you after the game.
It's Portland ball. To McCollum. Screen coming. McCollum to Cantor. And his Cantor above the rim. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Ferguson, down low Adams. Big man, Steven Adams. Not a busy night, but effective. 2 for 2.
Old school equals high percentage.
Lillard, defended by Steven Adams. Curling inside. Lillard on the drive, but he can't finish. Throws it down.
Man, they are just continuing to pour it on, but the one thing we know about in this league, you have to make sure that you continue to play with energy because leads can evaporate quickly.
To Lillard. McCollum. Nothing going here on that drive. Oklahoma City ball. Ferguson. Russell Westbrook rocking the rim.
Defenders had no chance on that one. That's why we call it the elite tier.
You're on the island now.
Harkless, defended by Jeremy Grant. To Cantor. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down. Here on their home floor, they're chipping away.
I mean, does this crowd have a pulse? Are they even alive? Sometimes when you make a play like that, your crowd needs to get you back.
Adams, guarded by McCollum. Here comes the screen. George. Can't connect from in close. Lillard to Harkless. McCollum matched up with Ferguson. Has a chance. Shot by McCollum. Won't go. George up against the Weber State product. To Westbrook. Nothing going here on that drive. Oh, Russell Westbrook. He's now 5 for 6.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
Harkless to Lillard. To Harkless. Portland down to 4 to shoot. McCollum deep 2 there. Won't go. Westbrook into the front court. His guys holding the big lead. Down to Adams. To George. The pass set it all up.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult, that next-level elite PG. No doubt about it. This year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
Oh, good defense there. Thunder with the steal.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort is off the charts.
Westbrook. A pass stolen by Portland. Lillard guarded by Jeremy Grant. And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. The result, he's going to the line.
Okay, now we're on the home stretch, and you got a big lead. Don't let your opponent back in this game by giving up extra possessions.
First free throw is good. Can't connect on the second, and he splits the pair. Yes, and the foul, and a chance at 3 coming up.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number 1, create contact, and number 2, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Paul George at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. Hasn't missed yet. And he can't convert the free throw. Lillard to Cantor. And it's Cantor. The defense is really going to have to start paying attention. He's 5 for 5 for the field.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
Paul George. Markieff Morris, defended by Zach Collins. Off the mark. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
Ed, sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Lillard against Westbrook. Screen coming. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
Enes Kanter trying to cash in on the 3-point play. Shooting 50%. Some yes, some no in this contest. Free throw up and good. It's a 3-point play, but a rare spot as they continue to trail. Deep 3 at the buzzer. 3 quarters down and a nice cushion for the Thunder. The Thunder have it to start the fourth quarter, and they have done no wrong to this point. They have this game well in control.
They took control early, and they never let up. The scary thing about this team, if they keep their foot on the gas and then throttle down, they can win this game by 50.
Big man, Steven Adams. That's how it's done. He's 4 for 4 in the game. Portland's got it. Lillard, here again Schroeder. To Cantor. Able to convert inside.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in the zone by himself.
Here's Schroeder with it. His guys hold a commanding lead. To Adams. Scores from the post.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Here we go. Here we go.
Lillard to Harkless. For 3. It's no good. Shot's not going down. The follow won't go either. To Schroeder. Baseline drive. The shot won't fall. And it's Cantor, guarded by Raymond Felton. To Adams. And it's Cantor. Rejects it.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Easy path to the rim.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
To Lillard. Fires the 3. Damian Lillard. Not much more the defense could have done. It's a contested 3.
As a defender, you should take it personally when a contested 3 goes in. That's good defense, but it's not good enough.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs. Russell Westbrook sizing up McCollum. Gets it in the left corner. George. It's Cantor with the board. Lillard guarded by Schroeder. McCollum with a shot. No good. Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. Looking to make some. Flushes down the slam. At this point, they're twisting in the wind.
Were you looking for a response from me? Because I don't really know what else there is to even say. I mean, is this even a game? I mean, we should just start packing up and getting ready to go right now.
Lillard guarded by Jeremy Grant. D's got it. Damian Lillard. Tough shooting. Only 2 for 6 after that make.
Can we all just agree that that handle is next level with that jump?
Screen coming. Westbrook to Paul George. Here's a chance from long range. I don't know, Jay. They have a big lead. This game is just about over. He might not make many friends on the other side with that 3.
Oh, I don't want to hear that generic coaching speak about dwindle down the shot clock, use the clock is your friend. No, if you have a chance to beat him by 50, beat him by 50. If you want to beat him by 100, keep shooting more threes.
Schroeder with the basketball. He'll run the offense. George buries it on the catch and shoot.
I know there are refs on the court all the time, but it doesn't mean they can see every play. Maybe defensively, grab his jersey, step on his toe, do something to kind of change up his pace.
To Lillard. Nothing going here on that drive. And he'll head to the line.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle. Play right all the way through.
Damian Lillard, couple of free throws on the way. Career 88% from the line. Can't connect on the first free throw. Good bounce back. Hits the second. It's a 1-of-2 trip. The Thunder have the possession. George here against Tarkless. And a chance coming up at the line.
Look, I get it. Being down sucks. But you can't just start haphazardly playing defense and committing silly fouls. Play this game with purpose.
And hits the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2. Lillard matched up with Steven Adams. Portland has 4 to shoot. To Lillard. 4-3. And Damian Lillard, right in his wheelhouse, hits the catch-and-shoot 3.
It's easy to get lost in the chaos of the game down the stretch, but great awareness by the shooter to get those toes right behind the three-point line.
Nothing going here on that drive. Ferguson to Westbrook. And finally, on the tie-up. All lined up and ready for the jump. Lillard guarded by Russell Westbrook. Too much contact, and free throws coming.
There's a very fine line between maximum effort and carelessness. I'm willing to live with a few mistakes and maximal effort than having to constantly remind my players to close out.
Knocks down the first. Able to convert on both free throws. Thunder with the basketball. Good victory here for the Thunder as they win this one in blowout fashion. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Hey everyone, it's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Thunder could not have been more dominant in this game. The scoring display they put on is going to be hard to forget. It's hard to imagine anyone doesn't come away impressed with how effectively they score their points. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Trailblazers
did not look good in this one, and neither did the score.
My advice for these guys is not to watch any TV tonight because it's not going to help them forget about this game. Everyone is going to be talking about this one. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Portland Trail Blazers.
Game track. Steals. Player of the game.
Paul George gets the award for the most obvious reason, and that's his scoring output. He couldn't be stopped, and it was incredible to watch.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have their off nights. Today was just one of those days for this guy. Here's our top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
That does it for us. On behalf of the rest of the crew, good night.